everyone, and welcome back to the vlog. My name is Evedina. I am a personal trainer and I am a coach at Orange Theory Fitness. So at Orange Theory right now, we have this transformation challenge for the next 8 weeks. Unfortunately, with my schedule, I won't be able to participate in the classes, but I still want to do the transformation challenge. I'm just going to do my own version of the transformation challenge. So I'm actually really excited to do this 8-week transformation challenge because the past couple weeks have just been honestly really rough. It was the holidays, so that's always just like a crazy time for everybody. And then I got sick and then I hurt my back and then there was fires all over LA and then I got sick again. So I just feel like it's been like one thing after another and I just haven't had a break to like make myself healthy, if that makes sense. And obviously the new year is gonna bring a lot of New Year's resolutions for like getting fit, getting strong, losing weight, gaining muscles. So I wanted to bring you guys along on this journey with me and share tips, tricks, workouts, recipes, everything under the sun. And this way we can kind of keep each other accountable and share our journeys together. So in order to be successful with any kind of goal that you have, you need to create SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, and timely. So I'm gonna share my SMART goals with you. I'm gonna talk over my InBody, and that is how I'm gonna keep track of all my progress. And then I'm gonna share a little bit about my game plan and things that I'm gonna implement to be the most successful in this next 8 weeks. Okay, so for my first goal, I am going to Europe for a friend's wedding. We are gonna be in Ibiza and Barcelona. I am spending so much money on this trip, new outfits, new swimsuits, all of the things. So I am putting down money for this trip. I want to look hot, sexy, fire flames, because I know I'm gonna take pictures and videos and documentation. And when I look at those photos, I want to look good in them. So when I think back at this trip, I think about how much fun I had and how good I looked. I want to be caked up. I want to be double caked up. I want my butt cheeks to be so good when I jump in the ocean, it is creating tidal waves. And I also want a tiny waist. Now, the wedding isn't until September, but I have long-term body goals. So my end body goals are actually this. This is what I want to look like when I'm in Ibiza. Her name is Olivia May. She is a fitness influencer. I really like all of her content and I think she is absolutely just like stunning. Now, I think we have a very similar body build and body structure. So seeing someone who looks like me achieve a body that I wish to have lets me know that my goal is realistic and possible as long as I'm putting in the work, I'm staying consistent, and I'm staying disciplined. I just want to get like 2 steps closer to this by the end of the 8 weeks. My second goal is I want to increase my muscle mass by 5 pounds, as close to 5 pounds as I can get. Right now, I'm at about 73.4 pounds. I want to add half a pound each week so that I'm sitting closer to 77, 78 pounds of muscle on my body. And then my third goal, this is my least important goal, but it still does hold importance to me, is I want to keep my body fat percentage at bay and if possible, drop it 2 to 3% over the next 8 weeks. Right now, I'm sitting at about 19% body fat. I would like to be at 16% body fat. I felt really strong. I felt really healthy. I felt really confident. It didn't mess with my hormones at all. That is just a really good number for me personally. Okay, now let's talk game plan and let's get even a little bit more specific. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work out 3 times a week. Ideally, it would be 4, but realistically, 3 strength training days a week. Those days are gonna look like 2 lower body days and then 1 upper body day. The second thing I plan on doing is adding in a hot 8 yoga class once a week. And I plan on that being more of a low impact, gentle recovery workout. I don't want to be so gung-ho that my body has no time to rest, recover, and build that muscle. It is also training and pushing me in a way that I don't normally train and push myself. And then the third thing I'm gonna do is cardio 2 to 3 times a week for at least 20 minutes. So that could be taking a dance class, it could be doing the Stairmaster for 20 minutes, the treadmill for 20 minutes. So that is the first part of the game plan. Now let's talk about a little bit of that second part, because you can work out all you want, but if you are not eating the right amount of food or the correct foods that are going to match your goals, you're not gonna get there. It's gonna be nada, zip, 0. So because I'm going for muscle gain, I need to make sure that I'm eating in a surplus and that I'm eating a lot of protein. You want to eat 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. So I weigh 160 pounds. That means every day I have to get as close as I possibly can to 160 grams of protein, which is actually very hard. Getting in all of those calories is definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. The second thing I need to do to make sure that my muscles are resting and have time to rebuild and get bigger is getting appropriate amounts of sleep. I think I get about maybe 5 hours of sleep a night, which is not great. I want to be getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night consistently by the end of the 8 weeks. Listen, make 2025 your year to level up, to elevate yourself, to transform yourself into a happier, healthier version of you. I encourage you to make a list of SMART goals and then make a game plan on how to get there. You can do it. I believe in you. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I am over here rooting for you. And to kick off Transformation Challenge Day 1, we are going to head to the gym. We have a glute focused workout ahead of us today. I'm going to get dressed, head to the gym, and I will see you guys there. Rock on. Okay, we made it to the gym for our first day glute workout. We're going to get right into it. We are starting off with hip thrusts. Let's start off this warm-up set. 3, 9, 10. All right, now let's actually start putting on some weight. Okay, so because I am trying to round, tone, and lift my cheeks, we are going to keep hip thrusts in the program, but not just any kind of hip thrusts. We are going to do KAS hip thrusts, KAS hip thrusts. The difference between a regular hip thrust and a KAS hip thrust is a regular hip thrust is going to involve your hamstrings and glutes. The KAS only works that top portion of the hip thrust, so it's going to put all of that tension on the glute. And because I specifically want to isolate just my glutes, we're doing KAS. Remember those important cues of a hip thrust. Bottom of the shoulder blades at the top of the bench. You want those heels right underneath those knees. Head is looking up and through your legs the entire time. Ribs are connected to the hip. You're scooping and tucking the hips all the way up, squeezing at the top. Chest follows the hips all the way down. So at no point, just because we're doing a KAS hip thrust, should you be releasing that low back and then popping it right back up? No, you still want good form. You're still scooping and squeezing, so I don't want to see any of this. That's nasty. Rep range, 8 to 10. We're going up, we're squeezing, holding at the top for 2 to 3 counts, slowly coming down to that halfway point, and then coming right back up. 1, 2, 3, halfway, right back up. 2, 2, 3. Oh, I lost count. 10! Oh, I just screamed into the mic, sorry. Oh, I'm sweating. All right, this is just my personal opinion and based on experience and knowledge. But one reason I am keeping the rep range from 8 to 10 is because as I increase load for this hip thrust, I may not be able to get to 10. And that's okay, because it just means I'm pushing my body towards that next limit. But I like that range because it allows me space to play and continue to grow. And then also on days that it's just, I'm struggling and it's harder than what it normally is, I don't feel bad if I only land at 8 because I still know that I worked really hard. But whatever rep range you're going to do, you want the last couple reps to feel like you are fighting for your life. It should feel severely uncomfortable. So if you want to see change, we got to work in that uncomfortable feeling. 3, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3. I can do it. 10, 2, 3. Oh! My legs started to shake. I started to shake. Woo! Good work. All right. This is our 4th set, 4th and final. Remember, just because we're only working halfway, you never want to rush the movement. Take your time. Time under tension is a great thing for your muscles. Getting myself onto this box is sometimes more work than the actual hip thrust. 4, oh God, 5, 8. I don't know if I can count out loud anymore. I could feel my muscles just shutting down and dying. I love that feeling. Beautiful work. Let's move on. All right, moving on to RDLs, also known as Romanian deadlifts. I'm gonna start a little bit lighter. I ended up spraining my pinky, and I think it's like 90% of the way healed, but I just don't know if it can withstand my normal weight, so we're just gonna kind of see what happens today. But I think the RDL is a pretty complex and hard movement to understand if you've never done it. So I'm gonna do my best to give you a little crash course so you guys can be super successful. All right, let's talk about the setup. You want your feet hips width apart and eagle claw those toes into the ground. Start with those hips tucked underneath you. Ribs are closed, shoulders are down and back. Now, if you're gonna use a barbell like how I am using a barbell, you can either do an over grip or an under grip. It's whatever is gonna feel best for you. I like an under grip. In this RDL, the barbell, the dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever you are using, that is tracking up and down, but your hips are tracking back and front. Almost like if you had hands full of like groceries and you're trying to like close the car door, if you're trying to close a cabinet, but with your butt. So you want to think about this motion with your hips, opposed to just dropping the torso down. So starting at the top of this movement, shoulders down and back, ribs are closed. I'm going to drag this barbell all along my thighs like I'm trying to shave the hair off of it, and I'm sending my hips back, back, back. Once I get to about mid shit, I'm going to squeeze the glutes and come all the way up. That's 1, 3, 7. We're going to 8. 8. Okay. I think Piglet can handle a little bit more weight, so I'm going to add 10 pounds. So there are a bunch of RDL variations. You can do more of a stiff leg that will work more hamstring, or you can do one that's a little bit more glute biased. I am performing a more glute biased RDL. That means I'm going to have a softer knee bend. So more stiff leg would be a longer length behind this knee. And then if you see me go into my glute, I have a lot deeper knee flexion happening right here. If you are struggling with your RDL and you need a good tip, if you find a mobility stick, a PCP pipe, if you are at your house and you own a broom or a Swifter, grab it. You're gonna place it along your spine so that it touches your head, shoulder blades, and tailbone. From here, you're gonna get into that correct positioning, maintaining all 3 points of contact. You're gonna send those hips back, 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 and then come right back up. This is gonna help train your body and your muscles to understand the movement. Because if you start going down and rounding that upper back, you're gonna lose contact with your butt. And then if you start to go down and you start to really arch and lead with that chest, you're gonna lose that connection in your shoulder blades. So it helps train those ribs to stay nice and closed. Start here, work on the mechanics. That rep never counts. That's just getting you into position. RDLs always start where? At the top. 3, 4, 8. Not gonna lie, I struggle with barbell RDLs. I find it really hard to connect my mind to that muscle and have my glutes fire up the same way that they do any other exercise. But that's okay, I wanna get better at it, and that's why I'm doing it. That's why we're here. Hot girls do hard things. All right, we got 2 more sets. We are doing 8 reps for 4 sets. 1, 5. Glutes, 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 glutes. 8. I'm still not feeling it a crazy amount in my glutes, and that's okay. Rome wasn't built in the day. These glutes won't, and neither will that mind to muscle connection. All right, the pinky's hanging in there. The pinky is doing pretty good. So we're gonna attempt 40 pounds for our step ups. Okay, for step ups, you wanna find a bench and you want them to be at about knee level. And then you wanna find a pole, a wall, literally anything that you can grab for support. So you wanna hold the dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever it is, in the same arm as the working leg. That opposite arm is gonna hold that pole for stability. We don't wanna be fighting for stability, we wanna be fighting for hypertrophy. Leaning forward to counterbalance the weight, you're gonna drive down through the center of the foot. You wanna keep this bottom leg as straight as possible and minimize any kind of lift off. So you wanna be more here with it and then come down just as effortlessly, opposed to doing this. This is gonna work nothing. It may work your cardiovascular system, but you're not gonna be getting anything from it. All right, we have 8 reps 3 times. Lean forward, drive down through the center of that foot, squeeze the glute, come all the way up. Holy crap. 1. I already feel it. 3. Really hinge those hips back. Booty cheek, booty cheek, booty cheek. Muscle fibers. Don't cheat the last rep. Hell yeah. Great. We have 3 muscle fibers in one cheek. Let's get 3 on the other. Congratulations. 3. 6. 8. I almost cheated that last rep. I was so excited to be done. Round 2. 3. 4. 6. Ooh, my form looking good. Every time that foot comes down, you are thinking about putting it down so softly, like you are stepping on thin ice and you do not want to fall through. Thin ice. 3. 8. Oh, God. Oh, we're almost done. All right, to end out today's workout, we have a little bit of glute isolation. Gonna burn it out with some higher reps. We're gonna do 10 to 12. You're gonna wanna set the cable to a lower attachment. Get yourself strapped in with an ankle strap. Take a few steps away so that there's tension in the cable. And then that working leg, you're gonna kind of like let it hover above the ground and then rotate that leg and foot out. From there, you're just drawing that leg out and back at a slight diagonal and then slowly bringing it in. Little glute medius kickback action. 4, you should feel it right there. 7, nothing else in my body is moving. I am not using my hips to swing and open up to get that leg up. Wherever it goes, wherever that contraction is, that's where you stop. Now, something that I hear from a lot of first timers doing this exercise is that they feel it a lot in their supporting leg, and that's normal, that's natural. As you get stronger, that should go away a little bit more and a little bit more, and you'll start to feel it a lot more in that working leg. 2, keeping that core tight. 9 and 12. Oh, I cheated that last rep. Oh no. Now, if you're at a normal cable machine, you can go ahead and just face the cable, hold on to that little pole, keep the hips squared, and then just kick back at that back diagonal. But because that's a little bit harder to do here because I wouldn't be able to grab anything for support, I have to kind of like cheat it a little bit while still trying to maintain good form. So now, it is a glute medius kickback, but what you don't want to do is actually kick that leg back. You are lifting and squeezing it back. We're staying very intentional with the movement. All right, we got 2 more sets. Let's finish this off nice and strong. 4, 9, come on, isolate. Isolate. 7, 8, 9, and 12, there it is. And that concludes today's glute workout transformation challenge day 1. Check. I'm gonna finish up with a little bit of cardio. I'm gonna put a timer on for 20 minutes and I'm just gonna alternate between a distance on the tread and a distance on the rower, and however far I get is how far I get. Then I'm gonna go pick up some groceries at Ralph's, make dinner, relax, and then go to bed. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's vlog. If you want to participate in the next 8 weeks of this transformation challenge that Orange Theory is doing, that I am also participating in, I would love to know what your goals are in the comments below. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of the things, and I will see you in next week's vlog.